All right, Gibbs, what offense will end the year?
I'm taking a look at specifically Carolina Panthers. It's more specific to a formation of Gun Ace Twins. And I'm saying this because I saw two players that I'm very high on as we head into the Madden Championship. True Boy and then Schemin'. True Boy won the Jaguars Club Series with the Gun Ace Twins. He ran it a little bit different than what you're going to see Schemin' run. Schemin' runs it from Carolina, and I think that Schemin' went on a great run, not only in the Madden Challenge, making it to the Final 8, but he also made it to the finals of the Niners Club Series Championship, lost to Monster there. Heartbreak City.
And he won Vegas.
So a lot of what I saw from that Gun Ace Twins, I like from what they both did. True Boy dominates on the ground, running the ball, controlling line of scrimmage. You have Schemin', who also is a run-first player, but he had the ability to pick up a lot of blitzes. He had the ability to run routes all over the field, uses motion tremendously. So for that reason, I'm looking at Gun Ace Twins as being that new set that you're going to see a lot of people look to gravitate towards. And specifically in this Carolina Panthers book, I want to call out a specific play set that I think what makes this Gun Ace Twins even that much more special. And it's the play Gun Ace Twins P.A. Read. This is the play.
So Panthers Playbook.
I flip it, of course.
Of course you do.
I flip it, of course.
Of course you do.
I flip it, of course. But part of the reason I flip it, you don't have your defensive, you have it auto flipped. So are you in nickel blitz? No, you're not. You're just regular nickel. But anyways, so part of what I like about this this formation is you obviously have the tight ends in the line of scrimmage, so you're able to pick up pressures on the outside. But if you're noticing you get nickel blitz off the left slot, the delayed blue route to Dixon, the tight end, actually does a really good job of helping you to pick up the nickel blitz. Now, nickel blitz can still come in, and it can still be very effective. Like, we're not saying that it's not going to be, but that delayed route to the tight end is something that's actually very unique. You don't find it very often in the game, and also in combination with two posts and like a baby post, right? So let's take a look at just some of the ways you can run this little scheme here. So we talked about how important James White was at the top of the show. A quick tactic here: if you were to place your halfback here on a option route, so that's the coverage audible, the halfback's icon RB, and then left trigger, that's going to place him on an option route. So what's important about this is I can put it on the option, but when I motion him out, he comes into a slant. Now, shout out to Lights Out. Lights Out's the one that has introduced this to the community. You should check him out over on MaddenPros.com on my head. But he's the one that has really kind of brought this forward for the jumbo heavy. So this is something that's unique to this formation because you can motion the halfback and split him out to the left into an empty look. So you can't motion him to the right. You can only motion him to the left. So what's important about the option into the slant is that it saves you a hot route. So by default, I can't motion the halfback out because he's play action. So I have to change his route, which is going to cost him a hot route.
I got you.
So what happens is if I were to have to put him on like a swing, right, and then I have to motion him out and then hot route him again, it's going to cost me 2 hot routes and I lose some of the speed there, right? So to show you this, you put him in the start of the backfield, put him on an option. Then what I love about this is a nightmare for crossman, right? You have 2 posts. Now both of those posts can work like Z-spot. So say in this example, you man up Ted Ginn, crossman Ted Ginn, because you're like, I'm worried about the deep post. Well, what ends up happening is you play a cat and mouse game of changing up which route you want to be your Z-spot route, right? So in this instance, let's go, okay, I'm going to put Ted Ginn on an in. I'm going to have Stewart on the motioned out option, which will turn into a slant. It now becomes the baby skimbo because he sets. He runs that baby skimbo delayed. I can throw that underneath here. I'm going to have a mesh pattern with the underneath crosser. I'll have a deep cross towards the left sideline that plays like a corner pattern, and then I have the Z spot over the middle of the field. And then as you can see, it wasn't nickel blitz, but you can see how the tight end, the blue route, you can see allows the guard to come out off the edge and pick up the pressure. Because the tight end stays in on the blue route. It's like one of those Madden things that he helps pick up the pressure, right? So, and we'll show you that again one more time. This is kind of what I'm seeing, like how I would do it. This is nothing how you see Schemin'. This is nothing how you see True Boy do this. I'm just looking at the way I would personally run this, and we're going to run this on the Game of the Week tonight, by the way.
I like it. Challenge is on.
So the way I would personally set it up, again, Gann on an in, you put Stewart on a option, you motion him out, you run the baby skimbo, that's snap the ball there, he's going to run it delayed, I can pick up the pressure, and then you still have that route right there, the backbreaker. what will make this difficult with the way people want to play this game is they're going to start manning up Benjamin. Okay,
Right.
so man Benjamin up. Okay, well I'm going to take away the Benjamin up by doing what you saw Beast Mode Mac did. Well, what makes this so effective now is I can now put Benjamin on the in. I can motion Stewart out. I have the same concept, but now I mess up your crossman. So now your crossman's all messed up, and then I can hit you over the middle of the field to my other Z spot. So that's one thing that's really versatile about this play specifically that I absolutely love because it gives you two options to attack that deep part of the field there. And then on top of it, you also have the route to Olsen. So if you were to get any type of variety of like the soft squats that exist, so audible to cover 2. Let me see what you got. Go to cover Tampa 2. That's cloud flats. That's okay. But what you'll see here is this route to A. He can get to a very it becomes a corner. It becomes a deep corner. And if I'm on the right hash there a little bit better, it can develop a little better for you. But we'll show you one more time here. So if I were to, for example, if I want that Olsen route to get open a little more, what I would do is I would put Benjamin on a drag because he's going to develop quicker. Or I would be able to throw the underneath pattern to Benjamin because the zone on the left is going to drop down. Right? But then you can see if they play down, you now have a way to attack that deep sideline, which is really effective.
And this is all one play from the Panthers playbook.
One play. It's one play. What makes it beautiful, what do we always say about how to find a good play in Madden? Find a play that's unique, that you can't get routes that you can't hot route. There's not one route on this play that you can hot route and get, right? So, and you have all, everything is unique. Even the play action, dude. Like, you run the play action, the halfback runs a route. So what becomes good there? I want you to play cover 2 again for me. Go back to cover 2, especially soft squats, right? If you go back and play cover 2, what ends up happening is these verticals get pulled downfield because of the halfback, and then you dunk the ball in the flat. It works really well against soft squats because soft squats drop back further. So that's just another added bonus. Like your play action is actually a really valuable route for the meta, the way people play the game. Another thing that you could do here that I've seen that works really well from this set, a little swing to the right. Now, in this instance, if I were to run the vertical that we talk about, you put Ginn on an outside fade, you put Stewart on a swing to the right. So you get that route combination again, right there, that sideline. You can see how I can still get that tender area. But then if your zones drift away, I can still throw this underneath swing, and you can see the timing of it works really well. So the zones drift away.
That's cover 4,
Right, you're in cover 4, but if you get the soft squats, you get the cover 2, that route becomes a really viable option for you. Or you just dot them down the sideline to that fade, that 4 o'clock pass lead that we always talk about. But when you get that route to develop, you can see how open it gets. If he goes down there with him, he will be wide open in that right flat. So there's a lot you can do from this set. You can run the ball extremely well. You get a gun 2 back, or gun with 2 tight ends. You 7-man wall to run the ball really effectively. And that's not even all the motions you can do. You can still motion Benjamin left, Ginn to the left. And we already broke down previously on a twin the play posts. We already kind of broke down this a little bit.
Let's just run through the rest of that formation. Not necessarily show the plays, but show some complementary. So how often do you think you could run that PA read play? Have you run it for a whole game, basically?
You can run it for a whole game, but it gets cumbersome. But I want to show you the other play that kind of makes it go is posts.
Okay, so we'll show that, but then we got a slip screen. There's a QB power.
PA fork shot is your quick audible. It can work against man. It's a nice option. You get the same routes, but your slot guy actually runs a man beater. So if you do get man, it's a good route for that.
A play like Smash is something True Boy used.
Smash is great.
Go back and watch the Jaguars with the hitch.
We'll show you Smash. I'm gonna go in here real quick. Just make sure you call cover 2 for me.
Okay.
Call like a nickel blitz for me, just so we're in that right type of play. I'll come back out. We'll go through the plays. Flood, don't really care for it. Counter, don't care for it. Slants, it can work, but you can make all those routes. The screens, no, they take too long to develop. Quick base, good run. QB power, really good in the red zone. In the club series for the Niners, Scheme-In used it 3 for 3 to score on 2-point conversion plays. Also had some touchdowns off it. The screen obviously could be very effective as well. Inside zone, inside zones, they work well.
I've heard of it.
So read option, also a nice play too.
Is that the quick audible?
No, the quick audible is a quick base.
Okay.
But your primary play should be PA read and posts.
Okay.
So what I like about posts is you still get a Z spot route. And the way I run this, similar to we've talked about on Twin before, I like to give myself a route. If I'm facing man, or if I know they're not protecting the left flat, then I would leave Dixon on that route. because that's going to burn that side of the field. But I really want this route to be a cover 2 beater. If you don't protect against that, I always want to make you man him up to say you don't have to worry about him, to waste a resource there. And then if they waste the resource to man up Dixon, that should leave Stewart out of the backfield open.
So you would pop pass to Y?
Pop pass to Dixon is
Do you high point the pop pass?
Yes.
Okay.
High point him.
Give me that.
So it's just snapping the ball. You got to see it there, and you got to instantly see it, and then you throw the pop pass. You can wait on a little bit, but it's better to throw a high point. You can also throw them with fades too. Like fades work too here if they clear through space. It takes a little longer, and it gets a little closer to the safety.
And then show the Z-spot route, just what you mean by it. Which route is it on the field? Just because we have a new viewer in the house.
It's the gain route on the far right. Basically, when we say Z-spot route, it's a post. And a post is a route that attacks the middle of the field. We can get into explanations of why it's called a post versus a flag, but that's for another twin. But a post attacks the deep middle part of the field.
And we call it that because on the play Z-spot from Bunch, which is super, super, super popular, that's the route, that's the backbreaker. So anytime we find a post, we call it the Z-spot route instead of calling it a post.
Right. So you have the streak to Dixon to be your seam buster who has a pop pass. It's always something that you want to make them respect. And then from there, I like to actually, 2 hot routes, remember that's how we play, conductor with conductor. Then I like to put Olsen on a zig. Or you can put Olsen on an out, but I actually like the timing of the zig. That's really good here. So what then I'll do here is I'll motion Benjamin over 1 step, snap it. I primarily always want to go there. I always want to go there because this is I would call it the meta beater, right? And the reason for it is because we have a pop pass to Dixon. You have the route to Ginn that pulls the soft squat deep. The motion will get open if you're in cover 3. Like the slant gets open against cover 3 or man. That's the main purpose for it, but you have to use motion to get it open. And then the route to Olsen, because the route to Ginn pulls that zone deep, you can see that Olsen just gets open. I know you're going to user it.
But I was going to say, and then if I overuse it,
I go to the route over the
you
middle.
go to the route across the middle.
I go to the halfback.
Right.
So if you start cheating like you just did there, cheating on the route, anticipating it, that's fine. You can do that. But then if you lead right there, I went for the pop pass. You would go to the halfback in the middle of the field once you start going towards the Olsen route. So here it is again, one more time. So you go there. That's going to leave that wide open.
Yes.
So now, they're going to mix in coverage, or you're going to mix whatever you're going to mix in. That's fine. You can mix all that in, but what's good about this is if you get time in the pocket and you hang in the pocket, Well, I didn't get time, so I just dumped the ball off Olsen for a 10-yard gain. But that's primarily how I run this play. There's other ways you can run it. You can put
corner out there.
You put Stewart on a swing. Now you got bench on that side.
Do you ever quick throw to Dixon against like Mabel? So say they run like Mabel. Would you ever just throw it to Dixon while he's inside? Single back jumbo if you smart routed it? You know how you throw the real quick do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Watch. How get a Dixon do a quick throw before he cuts? There.
No, it's too risky because if you don't instantly throw it, he's going to cut and you might throw it by him. Just put him on a streak and do the same thing.
You like it more as a streak?
Yeah, of course.
You like it as a bench? No. Like that quick bench throw?
No. You'd have to do something like that to get that. That you're talking about single back jumbo where you put the flats.
Type. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a snap throw.
It's not a snap and a half.
It's not. It's let the play develop.
Snap and a half.
Yeah.
It's been working for me, to be honest.
So the other thing you can do, you always got the baby skimbo to motion out, right? You got the baby skimbo, all those routes. I mean, that's a really difficult route for them to have to defend from this type of offense because they have to worry about run. It's just something that people aren't going to expect. People haven't seen that look. That's what I like about it is it gives you that quick little option. So that's where I think I start valuing route running in my halfbacks now.
All right, Panthers Playbook. PA read was the first play. Then you saw posts. Give me the percentages roughly of what you're thinking if you're playing a meta style nickel blitz 2 player.
I think that PA read is a better power play over the course of a game, but I think post is what's going to give you the versatility to be able to run this all game.
So you give me 30-30, and then
I'm going to say PA read run it 40. I'm going to say run this 30. And then I want you to run the ball the other 25% and then mix a couple screens in.
Couple screens if it's really there.
Yeah, you don't forget you want to run the ball from this set.
Right.
This is inside zones.
Great set to run the ball.
Inside zones, these quick bases, the read options, the QB power. You want to run the ball. Set the tempo with this because if you can get them to worry about the run, this is going to be tremendous. Don't forget you can do this too. Motion him over. You're going to snap the ball, get another blocker in the middle of the field, right? Like you should be thinking that way. This is a run-heavy style shotgun passing set because you're 7-man line of scrimmage. And one thing I want you not to forget, too, you have to start mixing in creativity with this entire offense. And so what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. We have a lot of unique routes on this play. So I'm going to make this up on the fly, so I don't know the results of it, but I'm envisioning a play here, and I've done this I have a couple of setups that I like to run, but for this example, like let's say if we put Olsen on a streak. Mm-hmm. Now let's take Dixon, let's put him on a drag, okay? Because what I'm envisioning here is now motioning Benjamin over, right? And I want to just get crossers. Snap the ball there. I want different crossers. You got the drag going over there. You got the cross. You got X. You got B. So you can see that there could be a lot of creativity with this, with how you want to run this offense. You know, maybe you block. Maybe you block Dixon for pass protection. Streak Olsen, and then you're gonna motion Benjamin over. You know, it could be something like this. Now you have a deep cross here with Benjamin. You have your halfback that's gonna run his routes. You see how you get to like awkward areas on the field that people aren't going to be ready for, and that's where I think this offense has a lot of legs. I think that this is something that we'll potentially see. I think someone's going to take advantage of this. I would feel as though this is an offense you're going to see ball control. You can run the ball really well. Remember what we saw last year towards the end of the Madden Championship? We saw a lot of gun ace twins, mainly because of the ability to run inside zones from it. Mm-hmm. I fully anticipate seeing a lot of this in the championship for Madden 17.
Huge. All right, guys, that is the breakdown. That's the Panthers Playbook. Go check it out. Hopefully it will help you get the job done. Add a new little wrinkle to your offense.
Real quick. One other thing here. So if you are going to face these cover 2 nickel blitzes, this smash play by default, like if you just run it stock, devastating. It's an absolute devastating way to attack it. Like, because the way the play is designed, this is a play that's designed to literally attack that style of defense. So if you show your play art here,
okay,
you have your inside linebackers. Their responsibilities are to run deep, but outside to inside. So you can see you have Dixon, who's going to start inside, he's going to go outside. So that hook's going to go with him. And then the other linebacker is his responsibility will take him to want to go to Benjamin vertical. And then Olsen, because he's running a angled streak, an inside streak, you can see how it just splits the defense.
Gotcha.
So a default play. So we talked about the pop passes to Dixon. I like that a lot. What I would like you to do every once in a while is go to smash here, and just dart them up. Bang. Like, that's another different area that
switching your pop pass.
They're going to have to worry about where to go.
All right, go back to the last play. We're going to take a fan tip. Could be a good tip, could be a bad tip.
Okay.
Olsen on an in from the first play, I think it was. Okay. Not the PA read, but the other one.
Oh, posts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Olsen on an in, Benjamin on a cut comeback.
Okay, go back to make sure you're on nickel blitz.
Let's see if our fan...
Okay, what am I doing? Olsen on an in.
Olsen on an in, yeah. Benjamin on a comeback. Can you put him on a comeback in that position? You can't.
You can't put him on a comeback.
Oh, that's a bad fan tip.
You sure? He probably just means a curl.
Okay.
Is my guess. Olsen on an in, like that? Who do you want me to throw it to?
On an in, not an out. And then the post.
What?
On an in and then the post. Throw the post.
Throw the post.
Throw the post.
Okay.
Let's see.
Pressure's probably going to get to me. Oh, yeah. I get it. Yeah, it's a little, the routes get a little messy. You never want route congestion, you know? Watch this, right? You see the routes get a little congested. Like, I would never be able to feel confident running that because I hate seeing the halfback and it's like wasted space. You know?
All right.
For me,
we tested it.
For me, not for me.
You try it if you need a homer.
Yeah. Well, what I would maybe like to see is give me Olsen on a drag, actually, rather than an end. Because you can still get the same result. I'd like it better like this because I would have a quick pass to Olsen. Like, Olsen's route develops quicker, and I like that better now.
Okay.
I would do that.
All right. Let's go to the next question in the mailbag. Shout out to Initiated for the hype. He likes Gibbs' haircut better than mine.
It's a fresh cut, man.
I'm not saying you have a bad cut. I'm saying mine's a little bit better.
Yours is not better.
If they wanted to rate it against you, though. I don't feel like they have to.
They already have. They decided that I won.
We don't know. We're not sure. We haven't checked the comments fully.
Look at your back. You look at your back. It's just a straight line. didn't even cut the back.
Rat tail till he was 17.
That's not true. It doesn't.
Rat tail till he was 17.
Honestly, it doesn't even look like you got your hair cut in the back.
Till he was 17.
It doesn't even look like you got your hair cut in the back.
17 years old.
I did not have a rat tail. I did not have a rat tail.